Hello guys, it's really bad out here today. Sustained winds 30, 35 miles an hour. It's probably about 9 degrees. I'm kind of like laughing a little bit because there's all kinds of scenarios being played out on YouTube, and you know, one man tells you, okay, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to carry the minimum of gear with you at all times. But then in the next video comes around and says, well, if I only had this, and you know, I had a knife, a rock, a piece of char cloth, which doesn't even go in the same category, but no flint and steel or you know, nothing like that, but he has a knife, a rock, and a piece of char cloth, how he can get a fire started. And it's all in promotion of a new knife, you know, that it could do this, that. Completely unsafe video, but nevertheless, you know, it's a video to sell a product. It is so bloody cold out here right now. You know, if I can come up with an odd scenario, I'm a hunter lost in the woods and all I have is a few things with me and this is how I'm going to make a fire, but that would be salesmanship to you guys. If I told you to carry the minimum of certain gear, you know, call it 5 constants or 10 constants that you should have on you at all times, how would you ever get stuck in the woods if without a fire, if you didn't do what I told you, but now you're going out to do something else, and he calls it practicing skills or something, but you're going completely against what you said. You said you should have these minimum 5 constants minimum. Well, how do you get stuck with a knife, a rock, and char cloth? And it doesn't make any sense. I remember talking about this arrow maker, and I wanted to see if it had some other uses, so yeah, I figured, okay, I come out here today. I got a fire lay already prepped. I'm going to do a flint and steel fire. Got some grass and some fine shavings and stuff here, but I said, okay, wouldn't this be cool if we just made shavings, you know, with this item, and we put it into the tinder bundle. So we're going to do that real quick, just to get me something else that's sustainable in here. I mean, this thing really shaves, but it has multiple uses. I can use this as it's my arrow maker. And I said, okay, I just wanted to see what else would do. I know there's other people who say, yeah, carry a pencil sharpener. This has been done before, pencil sharpener, but this is fine shaving. I just wanted to see if this thing had some more usage other than being just an arrow maker. So I'm going to come out here and do a fire with this today. And I'm going to shave this down, get a bunch of shavings here, put them into my initial lay, and we're going to take it from there, see if we can get a fire going. So let me shave this down. I won't bore you with the entire process, but yeah, it comes up with some fine shavings. And it probably doesn't take that long to do. But we'll get it done. We'll come back with you. We'll show you what we got. Take it from there. I'm back, guys. Did quite a bit of shavings in here. Just wanted to have a good nest. Well, like I said, I can come up with any goofy scenario to promote a product. I just don't think it's worth it. So, you know, I'm stuck with a rock, piece of flint, obviously, char cloth, but instead of using my knife, I'm going to actually use what would be in the same container with my char cloth because it just makes sense. It's not a parlor trick. Let's see if we can get this fire going, because my right thumb is completely numb right now. God, Lord, it's cold out here. We got ourselves a fire, so at least we can get at least partially warm. The wind can be just as much a killer out here as the driving snow, the rain, things of that nature. Oh, Lord, it's cold. And it didn't take long to come out here and gather up some materials. There's a lot of dry stuff out here, but it is brutal. But am I saying it wrong then? I said, you know, you're coming out here unprepared. Hold on, let me move the camera over here, guys, because the wind is going to blow right in your face. You know, yeah, I kind of would say I came out here unprepared because I didn't have gloves and things like that. But, you know, we can always come up with the craziest of scenarios to fit whatever mold we're trying to do at that point. We can say, well, you know, I came out here and I had my more knife, but that's all I had. I'm going to move you guys over here. Why would I only carry my more knife? What would be the purpose? How would that behoove me to carry just that? I don't know. Man, is it cold. I guess we got to practice different scenarios and different ways of doing things. Making fire is not that difficult. I just don't like salesmanship, guys. I mean, I'm a salesman. Sell my business every day. But when it comes to maybe putting your life on the line and teaching you something that may or may not work for you, you have to be a little bit more due diligent in this and present it without hype and without parlor tricks, camera tricks, things of that nature. Because it may actually depend on somebody going, man, I'm in the same situation, I need to. But if you carried your 5 or 10 all-time things that you're supposed to have, you're never going to get stuck in that situation where you have a knife or rock. That's all you got. It's not going to happen. That feels good on that hand. The thumb was actually literally numb. And I've only been out here 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. Gathered up some stuff, said I'm going to get a fire going. God knows I needed it. But that's my fire for the day, guys. It's not really hard to do. But this is not survival. Survival, the term survival is so loosely tossed, you know. Survival is not what you guys think it is. I have a friend that's going to do a survival video and tell you what it is, so I didn't want to steal his thunder by telling you what it is. But he's absolutely right. Survival is not what you think it is, not what it's been portrayed to be. It's not the 24 hours. It could be. I mean, it could be. But that's truly not survival, because you can go 24 hours without water, 24 hours without food. The term survival is not, oh, I'm stuck in the woods for 24 hours. No. I'll let him explain it to you if he does it. If he doesn't do it, I'll do a video probably tomorrow, next day, explain what is survival and what isn't survival. But we can come up with the craziest scenarios. I got a squirrel 5 feet behind me. I can literally whack him out of the tree and have lunch. That's funny. But, I'm going to try to get a little warm here, and then I'm going to move on. I want to set up camp today somewhere, but if I was in a lost person scenario, you know, and this is all I had on me, well, I should have all my 5s, maybe my 10s, maybe a little bit more. And I would never have a situation, okay, I'm lost, big deal. You left a game plan with somebody, at least you should have. Left a game plan with somebody. You're going to hunker down for 24 hours. They're going to say, hey, that person didn't make it back here by this time. And we need to start looking for him. Hey, where's the last time you heard from him? Well, that was yesterday. Well, where was he? You've left a game plan. That probably should be your number one priority, leaving a game plan so that you can be found. Last known place of where you might have been so they can start looking there, and then don't move. I mean, everybody wants to say, oh, I'm gonna trek it out of the woods and I'm gonna find my way. But if you truly are lost, you're only making it harder for the people that may come out to find you. And let's face it, they're already putting their lives on the line to come find you. Would you feel bad if somebody died while looking for you because you made it so difficult for them they couldn't find you? And then something happened, accident happened. Or you come up with any scenario. Wind blowing sideways. I got 35 mile an hour winds out here, and the only reason why I'm doing it here is because I had to tuck myself over a hill to stay out of this. But you can come up with any scenario. Anyone that you want to come up with, I was walking through the state park and I twisted an ankle. I can't make it out. I need to get a fire. Try not to make it harder than what it is, guys, and don't read into the hype, because it's all over the YouTube, it's all over the net. There was one guy showed how to actually use an axe for what its intended purpose is. He didn't baton a knife, he used an axe, and he did a very good job. I liked it. It was actually quite clever. I might link that up here. Just another old timer that knows his stuff and doesn't want to make a living off of this. With that, I'm almost warm, man. That thumb was so cold. It still is. It hurts now. I don't know. Maybe I'm having a little neuropathy. This started earlier this trapping season, and every time it gets this cold, this burns. I'll sit here for a little bit longer, then I'm gonna get moving. Y'all have a great day. You guys, my fire is just about burned itself down. Warmed up to the point where I don't feel the pain in my thumb anymore. It was nice. Sitting here, smoked a cigarette or two, get a sip of water, and but I'm not in a survival situation. I'm literally 400 yards from my house, maybe. Just wanted to show you that wind can be as bad as elements. I mean, it just sucks the heat right out of you. You try to keep yourself from sweating out here, because sweat, evaporation, you're going to get colder in this wind. Wow, that was a little bit rough there for a second. I actually had a lot of pain in my hand. Get that checked out. We're just going to sit here for a few more minutes. I'm actually feeling a lot better than I did a few minutes ago. We can make any scenario we want to make, though, guys. My 5 and 10 constants that I have to have will never put me in a situation, they'll always say, well, what if you tipped your canoe? I've been on some whitewater stuff in a canoe. We actually strapped everything into the canoe. I mean, we strapped it down. So even if it tips, the canoe still floats upside down. It didn't sink to the bottom of the lake. My gear didn't go to the bottom of the lake. Yeah, it was soaked. There's things inside my pack that are sealed up in dry bags that I can actually get fires going with. But any scenario you want to come up with, lost in the woods, fell off a cliff, and the only thing I have is my knife to my hip. Well, if you fell off a cliff, you probably got more pressing issues than fire at that point and the knife on your hip. I guess what I'm saying is just read a little bit more into it, listen to the comments. And there's a lot of comments, even though some squabbles have been quashed, It's always, you know, I've seen people on YouTube, I've seen people all over Facebook that are doing this. I've seen videos. Yeah, but if you watch the same videos I watch, you know who they're talking about. It's a no-brainer. Uh, the constant comments of, oh, a chia pet, or, you know, yeah, that wasn't your comment. You actually used it. And then get a little friend to chime in, laugh it up, blah, blah, blah. You know, but then you said, well, we buried the hatchet, you know, we're friends again. It appears to me that one person apologized, the other person did nothing, and you're back at it again. I'm telling you, guy, you're getting on my nerves to a point where I'm just going to start throwing your name, even though, you know, I'm trying to keep the community pleasant. You're not part of the problem or solution. You are the fucking problem. You say things that intentionally hurt other people and then backtrack a few minutes later. I'm losing all kinds of respect for you. Keep it up, and I'm just going to blast you by name, because there's quite a few people that agree with me already. Yeah, that's much better, guys. That is much better. Oh. Wow. Fire time over. Time to get back to the house. Maybe cook up a meal at the house. Getting kind of hungry too. I just wanted to show you how just rotten it can be out here. You know? Seems like the wind is dying down a little bit. They told us that this was supposed to be an all-dayler. I'm standing on my back porch this morning and I'm like, wow, I gotta get out there and do this in bad weather. Alright guys, you have a nice day. We'll catch you on the next video. Be good woodsmans out there.